Thank you so much. Thank you, Resika, Sergeant Ruby, and Father enlightened us with some information regarding the script. So I would like to thank ICT and NCTA organizing committee for giving me this wonderful opportunity. And congratulations to the organizers of 52nd National Conference on Transactional Analysis, which is to be conducted from 10th to 14th September 2025 at Gamma Heritage Center, Port Kochi, Ernakulam. I would also like to congratulate each one of you for attending this webinar. And I would like to know how many of you are willing to rewrite your life stories. And all of you know, today our webinar topic is rewriting the stories and transforming the narratives through transactional analysis. So, do you know, human brain has evolved millions of years. For more than 7 million years, the hominid, that's a human family, its brain has grown increasingly bigger, almost tripling in size, with a significant leap occurring in the Homo genus. The evolution of enabled humans to develop unique cognitive abilities, including language and storytelling, which are the integral human culture and social structures. The ability to create and share narratives. Narratives means the sequence or the events and its sequence has played a crucial role in human development and survival. And you all know how this evolution happened. I would like to share my screen now. Just 1 second. Now you can see the human brain, how it's developed from generation to generation. I told you that around 7 million years it took to develop. And from the origin, it increased or it tripled its size. And it's a wonder that the last 10,000 years, the brain size is shrinking. And I don't know what is the reason is. So the evolution enabled humans to develop unique cognitive abilities, including language, storytelling, which are integral to human culture and social structures. The ability to create and share narratives has played a crucial role in human development and survival. In the early evolution, the brain began with the simple nervous systems in early creatures, primarily for coordinating bodily functions, and gradually increased in size and complexity over millions of years. The brain, particularly the cerebral cortex, expanded in size and complexity in the hominin lineage. And again, I would like to share one more picture how this lineage came. I think all of you can see we are from this lineage and human in a different direction. And chimpanzees, gorillas, orangutans, gibbons, New World monkeys, and Old World monkeys. So the great apes, they're called hominins. And this evolution process, it is very interesting to see the impact of the climate changes. And you know, we have met with a lot of issues in the last 5 years. The flood, that again the COVID pandemic. So the most rapid changes in the brain size occur during the periods of significant climate changes, suggesting that adaptability and problem-solving abilities are crucial for survival. And specialization of the brain regions. As a brain group, different brain regions specialized for specific functions such as language processing and social cognition. And the unique human traits. The human brain's unique structure and connectivity allow for advanced cognitive functions like complex language, abstract thought, and capacity for storytelling. There are human stories of human evolution. The science says that we started the life from the sea, then slowly it evolved into animal kingdom, then the humans evolved from the monkey and into the Homo sapiens. So this is a story about the human evolution. And stories, myths, and shared narratives have become vital for building social structures and transmitting cultural knowledge across generations. That is a social cohesion, cooperation, and collective action. The ability to understand and share stories fosters cooperation, allowing humans to form larger, more complex social groups capable of collective action. Then again comes the cultural transmission. Stories act as a powerful tool for cultural transmission, ensuring survival and evolution of human knowledge and traditions. Then stories helps humans to understand and adapt to their environment, providing a framework for interpreting experiences and navigating challenges. And the narratives shape individuals and collective identities, proving sense of belonging and meaning in the world. In the essence, evolution of human brain and the development of storytelling are intertwined. So the brain's unique capacity for language and complex thought enable the creation of stories, which in turn facilitated social cohesion, cultural transition, and overall success of the human species. And the brain size and the neuron count. The human brain is around 1,232 grams, whereas African elephant's brain is around 2,943 grams, almost more than a double. What is important in the human brain is it has 16.3 billion neurons, whereas in the African elephant brain has only 5.59 billion neurons. So not the size of the brain, but the neurons and neural network and neural connections that distinguish the humans from the rest of the animal kingdom. The brain size almost of animals is smaller than humans. But there are still several animals that have a brain size larger than the humans. These include dolphins, as I said, elephants, blue whales. It has got brain size of 5 kilogram. Killer whales, it has 6 kilogram brain size. What is different in the human brain is, as I said, the neural connections, the neurons, the number of neurons, and how we form the neural connections. So, coming back to our theme, why do we like stories? We like stories because of our emotional connections. Emotionally charged stories creates a rush of dopamine in the brain, which engages amygdala, the memory center, enhancing the listener's memory of the story. So that is the reason why we like stories. And the limbic brain, the hypothalamus, thalamus, hippocampus, amygdala. So amygdala is responsible for the emotionally related memories. As young children, we hear stories from our surroundings, grandparents, parents, friends, siblings, teachers, and other sources. Some stories we like, some characters, some incidents, and its sequence. Now I am asking you to take a small exercise. So you take a small paper and pen and consider your life till now as a story. And you are going to make a drama or cinema out of the story. And most of the TA people know this is a question based on the script. And what name you will give it? Your life till now, you are converting it into a drama or a cinema. And if you want to name it, what is the name of that cinema or drama? You start writing. If anyone want to share about the name of your story, you can unmute and say, what is the name of your story?
Sebastian sir, I'm outside here.
Yes, sir.
Good evening. I would call the name of the cinema or the script as Life is Full of Sound and Fury, signifying nothing.
Life is full of sound and fury.
Signifying nothing, as Shakespeare said.
Oh, okay, good. Yes, sir. Ausif, sir. Yeah, I do remember you, sir.
Sebastian sir, for me, life is beautiful.
Life is beautiful. Great, sir. Okay.
Good evening, sir. I would like to name my story as My Learnings.
My learnings. Great, man.
Good evening,
So
sir. Jagdish here.
Yeah.
Good
Jagdish.
evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Jagdish.
Mine is adventure, sir.
Adventurous. Beautiful. You are very much adventurous person, traveling across India, maybe sometimes
Yeah.
outside. Yeah,
Yes,
great.
sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Great. Yeah.
So mine will be Faith.
Faith. Oh, beautiful.
Sir, I remember the words of my parents. Be a great man. Be a great man. I
Be a
remember.
great man. Be a great
Yeah,
man.
and I found out that I can be great. I learn more and help other people. That will be a
Beautiful.
greatness.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
You are a great man and you are helping people.
Yes.
Yeah, great. So till now, we'll give you another opportunity for maybe later. Okay.
The few names are there in the chat box.
Yeah. Can you read, Jessica, ma'am?
Yeah, there is from Dr. Subarna, Warrior Princess.
Warrior Princess, beautiful.
And Supriti's Life is Gratitude.
Gratitude.
Malabiga Ghosh, Growth and Gratitude. These are the names that has come.
Wow, beautiful.
Growth and Gratitude. Thank you.
So, the most of the names are very powerful and positive. So till now, that is the story. The story ends just now. And what is the end scene? And Bern asked this question. Maybe in the what do you say after you say hello? Whether the story is a tragic, comic, or mix. What is the chief feeling? What is the main feeling? What is a repetitive feeling? So the story starts so many years back and continues till today. And what is important is the story need not end today. So we want to rewrite the story. We want to rename the story. I know that most of your stories are beautiful, powerful, and positive ending. Maybe some stories may be little bit of mix. Not only positive things, sometimes there is a lot of mixed negative. That's all experiences. And all these recordings from childhood onwards to our memory. Father was saying after the age of 6, all these memories that form the foundation of the script. But in your grown-up age, do you know, with your potential, that your adult awareness, your awareness and your autonomy, you can rewrite your past. That is the beauty of the transactional analysis that is offering you. From today onwards, that you are going to rewrite the story, then what name you would like to give for your story? Maybe today onwards till your lifetime, maybe the end scene. That's beautiful, powerful, happy ending, and you want to be a winner. And here speaks about winner, loser, and not winner. A winner, all of you know, who achieves the declared purpose, and he was happy about that. I'm not going to detail about all these definitions. So, how you want to rewrite your story? You know, there are certain things in the past, maybe some negative experiences. Sometimes we consider, if I do not exposed with that type of experiences, I may be in a better position. Even I also think like that. But learning of transactional analysis and other theories made me aware that all these experiences giving you new directions, new insights, new power, and every experiences gives you new phases that like that your new identity shaped up during your journey. All these experiences in our memory shapes you. And if you want to rewrite your story, and what are the resources that you want, and where you find out all these resources. So you need to take your own time and reflect on these matters. And most people do not have a powerful positive goal in life. Maybe in their thought they have some goals, but they do not have a written goal. The people who have a written goal have a tendency to achieve that goal more than those who do not have a written goal. Why people are not considering to write down their goal? There are so many reasons. Some of the psychologists say that they are not considering it seriously because their surroundings is like that. You are connected with the people do not have serious goals, then normally you have an inclination, you have some affection towards their attitudes and their thought process. Sometimes you have fear. For what? If you are not going to achieve that written thing, it is belittling to you. If you say this about this goal to others, and others will put down you or put sarcasm upon you. There are so many reasons for not having a written down goal. And Burns says each day is an ego unit. Each day. And your ego state is in the formation. It's a continuum. It is a forming. From the beginning, your beginning till your death, the ego state is continuously forming and changing. It is bombarded with external surroundings. And these exposure and experiences sometimes assimilates, sometimes it takes time. Maybe during your sleep time it assimilates and it will work with your ego states. So what are the resources you want to change your story? Sometimes the stories we identify with ourselves. The identification of the story is a psychological process where individuals connect with and internalize the experiences, emotions, and perspectives of characters and narratives within the story. And we form narrative identity. Stories, especially personal ones, help individuals create and maintain a sense of their own identity, giving meaning and coherence to their lives. And we form our own identity. Sometimes the stories play a crucial role in the formation of our identity, especially during the adolescent period. By providing models and narratives that help individuals explore their gender, sexuality, and social norms. Examples: by reading a novel, watching a movie, or hearing a personal story. I know one of my friends was very eagerly reading the Sherlock Holmes series. At Conan Doyle's, most of you know about the Conan Doyle story. And it is during his college days. And sometimes he comes to the college and he behaves like Sherlock Holmes. He finding out fault and he's like a, it's a criminologist, a detective. Sometimes this much of fascination, that identification with this character, can later develop lot of similarity between the character and the person. Sometimes watching a movie, like Bruce Lee's movie or Jackie Chan's movie, and we start fighting. Sometimes hearing a personal story. That personal story, hearing a personal story, can also influence you. And you will identify many characters with yourself. And you will connect the story with the characters who is very close to you. Maybe whoever you are coming across, you will identify some features of these characters in the story. And we create our own life stories. And these unconscious life plans can lead us to the destiny unless otherwise we rewrite it. So TA, transactional analysis, is a beautiful tool to reconstruct our stories. And TA based in the philosophical assumptions. Most of you are aware about the philosophical assumptions. So people are okay. Everyone has the capacity to think. And people decide their destiny, and these decisions can be changed. These are the TA philosophies. And there are two principles of application of TA. So whenever you apply transactional analysis, you follow the philosophy and the principles. The principle one is open communication. Whatever your innermost feeling, that you can communicate openly. The second one is contractual method. So you need to have a clear-cut contract when you apply transactional analysis. If you want to practice transactional analysis, Dr. Byrne is very particular in that you need to have a clear contract. And other peer practitioners also supporting that. And the basic building blocks of transactional analysis is parent, adult, and child, the three circles. The pack model, we say the pack model. Those who are very new, I will show the picture, the pack model picture. This is the pack model. Parent ego state, adult ego state, and the child ego state. This is a basic building block in the transactional analysis, how it is formed. And I said that it is forming every day. Every day your ego states get updated. So parent and child relates to the person's past. The parent and child relate to the person's past. Whereas the adult ego state belongs to the present. The PSC model, the story of Advocate Segundo and so many others, how Dr. Byrne evolved the theory of ego states. And initially, Byrne find out that this Segundo has two ego states. One is from his past and one is operating from the here and now reality. The past is the parent and child. Later he find out the parent and child in him. Then adult ego state belong to the present. But the most important thing is that the parent, child, and adult ego states all are experienced in the present. All the ego states are experienced in the present. This has an important impact in the theory and practice of transactional analysis and our role in rewriting the stories we live. We say PSC, parent and child is in the past, but the adult is in the present. But as a person, you are experiencing all these three ego states in the present only. And as a practitioner, a therapist, this point has a significant impact. And Byrne speaks, our psychic life may be thought of as a continuum with a single ego state, which is modified from moment to moment in an abrupt or plastic way. So the ego state is like the psychic life is considered as a single ego state which is modified. That is a modification process coming continuously. Ordinarily, the psyche is bombarded during the day with internal and external stimuli, not all of which can be assimilated at the time. And I said that assimilation process may be happening later on the sleep. And this one day may be taken as an ego unit. That is Byrne written in 1961 in TN psychotherapy. And Byrne evolved the theory of ego state from Paul Feder, who speaks about the ego bits. So this has some connection with the Feder's idea. So one day you can take it as an ego unit. So consider your today, this day, from the morning till now. What are the activities happened? What you are doing? Do you have goals, specific goal today? And whether you achieved that goal? And how your time is allocated or time structured? How will you consider today? Are you a winner? And assimilating to the ego state, it's a positive thing that you are creating to your ego state. Something positive happened. And you are confident about that. Or it's a negative way, how your energy drained, how your time you allocated, not a positive way, not in a goal-oriented way, or whether it is a passive way, in between the positive and negative way. You can take today. And if you are a winner today, then you can repeat the same pattern. So if you want to intervene or interrupt your pattern, and this is the day that is giving you an opportunity to interrupt your pattern and to have a new show. So why you have a limiting pattern or limiting narrative? So how you could identify this limiting narrative? So what is happening in your brain? So identify some stories from your past which impact your present behaviors and attitudes. So you have 15 more minutes. So I would like to take an exercise, but for the time being, you identify your own stories from your past, which has some impact in your present behaviors and attitudes. It is one of the most important exercise in script analysis. Many stories we hear from the surroundings. Some stories we don't know. It has some impact on our present behaviors and attitudes. And other important thing is understanding the role of language. The words we use, what type of words, and the words we use shape our narratives. So reframe the negative limiting statements to more powerful positive ones. The stories, its impact, its connections, and how we use our language. Not only words, the total language, the body, tone, everything. All these we are forming our narratives, and it will go deeply into our identity. So reframe the negative limiting statements to more powerful ones. And you need to have self-reflection. So how to come out of this? You can do some type of journaling, a guided meditation to dig deeper into your personal narratives. And creating new empowering and narratives. And you can write positive stories, new beginnings. At any point of time, you need to think that this is not the way I'm going to end my story. So I need to recreate the story. I'll rewrite the story and it will align with my goals and values. And using TA, the transactional analysis, most of you know about the script. Some of you may not understand what is script. The script, one important thing is that the script metrics. The script metrics, the mother and daughter, lot of things, mother speaks to the child. You are so good to take care of me. That is one information. We call it as a, counter injunctions. That is it. Later it moves into drivers. The adult to adult message is, I miss you, dad. And C to C dialogue, your needs and wants are not much important. So Sarah, she has a lot of internal dialogues. In the script, in the here and now, these internal dialogues, which plays a crucial role. And how many of you are aware about your internal dialogues? These dialogues, which are sometimes very powerful, because you received these dialogues from the early childhood. And unconsciously, you obey these dialogues. And it shapes your script. So breaking these dialogues is most important thing, for which you need to identify what is happening inside you. The P2C dialogue, P2C and C2P, that's what we call the internal dialogue. So how this narrative forms One of the key area is the internal dialogues. We forms it and we live on it. And we want to break. And this narrative affect the interactions, including personal and professional relationships. And most of the time, this process is out of awareness. The therapeutic process facilitates the client to retrieve the preconscious narrative and rewrite it for herself in a way that fully accounts the growth and autonomy. So only through proper therapy, that contractual method is most important thing. You can break this negative narratives. Sometimes the 2-chair or 3-chair techniques will help. And Goulding's is contemporary to the Byrne, who speaks about the redecision. He says that we see the child as ever growing and ever developing as a sum total of experiences that has had is having in the present. That is the Goulding 79 said that the child has an ever growing and ever developing as a sum total of experiences that he has had and is having in the present. The therapeutic change only will be achieved if the person recasts that present by bringing some of the here and now present resources, including contractual therapeutic relationship, into the recalled experience of the past. Inevitably, the client makes changes in the present. The past, which is dynamically the part of the present, experiences changes too. That is one of the most important sentence by Dr. Allen and Allen. Dr. Allen was the ITA president, and he was into connection with this TA and neuroscience. And he says that if the client makes changes in the present, the past, which is dramatically, the past, which is dynamically the part of the present, experiences changes too. If you are ready to make changes in the present, you can change the past. And he says your ego states have been reconstructed. So that is how we can rewrite the narratives, the focusing on the present. In the classical TA, we usually accept the idea that the past determines the present and the present the future. However, it is equally possible and clinically it is often obvious that the present can blur our memories of the past. The past is not a fixed, immutable, and monolithic structure. So, many of us can share case studies about our own testimonies who has successfully rewritten their stories using TA principles. I am into transactional analysis since 1992. One of my teacher, P.K. Sukumaran Nair, he introduced to me to the world of transactional analysis at the age of 19. He speaks about the strokes, ego states. Later in my journey, when I joined Life Insurance Corporation of India, I heard more about TA. After 1 year service in TA, 1 year service in LIC, I happened to hear about transactional analysis through one of my colleagues, V.K. Joy, who introduced me to our late master K. Sebastian sir. Through him, I came to know about the ICTA. I am coming from a middle class family as the youngest son. I had a lot of ambitions. We have our own business. Some problems was in the business. We are into the wood industry. Then father dropped the business. We all went to the studies. We have a lot of dreams. And most of my siblings were into the teaching field, teachers, but I move out of that field. I have some lineage towards my father's business, so I want to become a businessman. So in my life, lot of different experience, difficult experiences. So transactional analysis helped me to overcome. Sometimes I rewrite my narratives. Then you have a living example, myself. So I know most of the people who is coming to ICTA and transactional analysis, who is ready to rewrite their narratives, ready to rewrite their stories. And I got wonderful opportunity for engaging with others' narratives. And thanks to ICTA, Father Kandathil, Sri K. Sebastian sir, my colleagues, MTS, Sushani, Sush Candida, Shadagoban sir, Siddharthan sir, I do remember all my gurus. It will enhance empathy and improved communication while we were in the groups. Lot of empathy towards others. When I understood some clinical aspects in TA and other psychological thing, lot of empathy comes to our mind. Sometimes lot of judgment. Rather than that, we need to develop empathy. And how to develop long-term strategies for narrative change. Regular reflections, seeking feedback, and joining support groups. And ICT has a beautiful structure. Not only ICT, TA community itself has a beautiful structure of support groups with a clear-cut contracts. So thank you. Thank you for listening me. And we do not have much time. When you have some questions, you can ask some questions regarding what I have narrated before you. And thank you for giving this opportunity once again. And thank you for your patient listening.